Have you ever wished your 911 calls could be routed faster than light? Well, while the realm of quantum is way over my head, I at least wanted to understand what it was. Okay, now don't laugh, but today I'm going to try to help entangle yourself in the bizarre world of quantum communication, where everything, yes, even a call, can exist in two places at once. That's coming up next and later on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm a NINA certified ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the most informative takes on emergency communications. Today we're going to dive into a topic that's so futuristic that it almost seems fictional, and that's quantum rescue, when every second exists twice. Now, of course, we're talking about quantum networks, entangled communication, and the idea that one day your 911 call could be routed not only across states, but even across realities, instantly. First off, big disclaimer. Quantum mechanics is so far over my head, I can't even see its shadow. Nor do I claim to, but I do want to know what it is and how it might impact public safety, mainly because I know there's a whole lot of smart people that are already thinking about it. So stick with me as we both learn together. First, let's start with the basics. Quantum entanglement. Einstein called it a spooky action at a distance. Already I like the topic because of its explanation. What it says is two particles become linked, and whatever happens to one, no matter how far apart, instantly will affect the other. That's pretty simple. Maybe not understandable, but I don't understand how gravity works either, but I understand what gravity is. If I drop an apple, it's going to fall to the ground. I didn't need Isaac Newton to tell me that, but he was the one who first wrote it down, so good for him. So let's imagine applying that concept to emergency communications. What if every PSAP, ECC, and responder network were part of an entangled grid? That's where data, voice, video, telemetry all could move, not at the speed of light, but without speed at all. They don't have to move, they're already there. Call routing delays? Yeah, they're instantly gone. Cross-border coordination? Seamless. Cyber attacks? Good luck hacking a particle that vanishes the moment you look at it wrong. So when you think about it, quantum networks could offer unhackable encryption because observation itself changes the data. Yeah, I can understand that. If someone tries to intercept a quantum key, the very act of eavesdropping literally destroys the message. That's like Mission Impossible built into the laws of nature.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jim.
So apparently it's not all sci-fi either. DARPA, NIST, and even China's Meteus satellite project are already transmitting quantum encrypted messages. Now the challenge is scaling that up from laboratory physics to PSAP operations. And here's where it really gets interesting for NG911. What happens to your routing engine? You know, that ESRP sitting in your i3 core is quantum aware. Could the next NINA spec define not just IP routes, but quantum tunnels for instant message relay between ECCs? And here's the operational impact. Maybe your future system doesn't transfer calls because they just exist in every jurisdiction at once. So here's the use case. Cardiac arrest in Ohio is simultaneously analyzed by AI triage in New York, verified by medical protocol in Chicago, and dispatched in real time to the nearest available paramedic. No latency, no hops, just pure instantaneous collaboration. Sound pretty far-fetched? Damn right it does. But so did VoIP in 1996. Trust me, I was a TDM super tech that fortunately saw the light before it was too late to transfer that knowledge from one to the other. And I've got a lot of friends who never did. So here's what wrapped it all up for me. Quantum technology is not about bending time. It's about removing the distance from the equation. Think about that, long and hard. For me at least, that one sentence made quantum mechanics understandable to me. I still can't figure out how it's done, but I do understand what it is. So, can I explain quantum in a single 5-minute podcast? Well, the answer is yes, while at the same time being no. In a world where every second counts, just imagine a network where every second exists twice. One for the caller and one for the responder. It's not science fiction anymore. Maybe it's an INF in the next frontier of NG911, waiting for an ISF with a Nino logo in the corner. Trust me, the people who need to will get that. That wraps up today's episode of Tips Today in Public Safety. That was a fun one. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you learned something. I know I sure did. For more updates and insights, follow me on social media at Fletch911, and you can visit 911tips.com for a complete archive of all of my previous episodes. My blogs are available at Fletch.tv, and my professional website is at Fletch911.com. Stay safe, thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. This is Fletch. I'll catch you next time. Take care.
You've been listening to Tips Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Catch past episodes on 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.